All right, let's get started. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for taking the time to join us this morning. I'm joined today by Ainsley Murdoch. She's the Client Relations Manager at LAS, and she covers the Northern Ontario communities for our group buying program. My name is Tanner Watt. I'm Municipal Energy Specialist. I cover the Southwest, and we have one other LAS staff, Fernando Lazaro, who covers the Southeast. And I'll send out contact information for all of us in a follow-up email after. We've also got Jamie Sass, who's the Eastern Sales Manager for PlayPower. We've got a couple of other webinars that are coming up. Jamie, if you can flip to the next slide. So we have one in 2 weeks that's on life cycle costing for particularly heavier pieces of equipment to help municipalities calculate the best value for a purchase rather than just looking at the initial purchase price. And on November 4th, we're going to be learning from Zamboni and looking at the different products that they have available through our program. We launched the Municipal Group Buying Program about a year ago now at the AMO conference in 2019 as a way to help municipalities save both time and money on the purchases that they have to make every day to keep their communities running. It's been very successful so far. We've seen great pickup on it. And we've also expanded the program considerably since its launch. We've got a bit over 125 different vendors now that are available for municipalities to purchase from through the program. We're going to have Jamie do a bit of a presentation to talk through what PlayPower and its various brands have available for Ontario's municipalities to purchase through, and then we'll do Q&A at the end. If you do have questions, there's a Q&A button on your screen. Just go in there, type them in at any time, and we'll answer those at the end of the presentation. So with that, I will hand it off to Jamie.
Great, thanks very much, Tanner. And I just wanted to start off by thanking Tanner and Ainsley for putting this meeting together and inviting PlayPower to have a quick chat with you. I'll be as brief as I can. Tanner's told me I only get 15 minutes here, so I've got 20 slides to run through quickly here to give you a very, very high level introduction to PlayPower and the different brands that we have available through the contract. And thank you to everybody for taking the time out of your day to participate on this webinar. Just a quick agenda here. I'm going to just give you a brief introduction on myself. My name is Jamie Sass. I'm based in Paris, Ontario, and I cover look after the eastern portion of Canada, which includes all of Ontario to Newfoundland. And then all of our, we have direct reps as well as independently owned rep agencies across that territory. I've been in the playground industry since 1995. We used to have a factory based in Paris, Ontario. I started as a college student and have enjoyed many various roles in the industry through that time. It's kind of one of those industries that once you're in there, you're kind of hooked. I'm gonna talk about who is PlayPower, just an overview of our company, and then we're going to talk about the different brands and products that you can source through the cooperative purchasing contract. And then I want to talk about why use the contract. And I think there's a couple of really key benefits to it. And then I'll pass it over to Ainsley, who will oversee the discussion and questions portion of the. So very briefly here, who is PlayPower? PlayPower is a globally owned company, and under the PlayPower umbrella is 12 different companies that are independently operated, as I said, under the PlayPower umbrella. We've got manufacturing facilities all across the globe. So what I'm going to do is start with talking about the Canadian operation. The Canadian operation has been around since 1947, currently under the name of PlayPower Canada. Back in the old days, it was originally Paris playground equipment. And I'm sure some of you on this call remember being kids climbing up a set of stairs for a big, tall stainless steel slide and seeing the name Paris stamped into the ladder treads. So that is our company. So as I said, been around since 1947. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. We've done business virtually in every municipality in Ontario during that time. Focusing in on the brands that are available through the Sourcewell contract. The first three brand names, Little Tykes Commercial Play Systems, which I'm sure many of you know of and have seen in your local parks. Miracle Recreation, Playworld. Those first three companies are all playground equipment focused. Fourth on the list is Wabash Valley, which is our site furnishings company. We then have USA Shade, which is fabric shade solutions. Soft Play, which is indoor playground equipment, the products that you would see at like Burger King and McDonald's. And last but not least, Easy Dock, which is a PlayPower company. Those are the floating docks that you would see at cottages, even municipalities with boat launches, canoe areas. All of those brands are available through the established contract with Sourcewell. I got one slide for each company just to give you very, very high level introduction so you get a feel for, you know, the different products that are available through the contract. I'll start with Little Tykes Commercial Play Systems. As you can see in this slide here, a wide variety of, you know, whether it be traditional post and deck play structures to, you know, more unique rope climbing features or tall towers. Bottom right-hand corner, you'll see, you know, some inclusive play, which is a really big focus for a lot of municipalities in their parks right now, is having inclusive play designs. Little Tykes is also affiliated with an organization called Unlimited Play, which is strictly focused on inclusive play designs. We have a natural play-themed line called New Edge. You also see that little turtle in the bottom left-hand corner. So lots of different types of theming that can be achieved through the Little Tykes commercial line. Next, we have Miracle Recreation. Believe it or not, Miracle Recreation is actually an older company than Little Tykes Commercial. I find that Little Tykes is more of a household name, and certainly in Ontario, we have more Little Tykes products than we do Miracle. But if you look globally, Miracle is actually a bigger company than Little Tykes, surprisingly. Just showing on the slide here, I mean, it's a lot of Coke and Pepsi between Miracle and Little Tykes. They just have their, you know, different unique features. Structurally, they're very, very similar. Maybe more opportunity to get taller structures through the Miracle line. We're really, really excited about a new product that's just been released in the last few weeks, which is shown in the bottom left here, which is why I only have a rendering at this point in time, which is called the Miracle Museum. Doesn't require any play surfacing. So it has a lot of flexibility for where you can install it, and it's a wonderful inclusive piece. And you can buy them in pods or have the whole system that you see in this rendering here. Great for wheelchairs to get around and a lot of sensory play. Third on our list is Playworld. Again, just very different aesthetics, really unique features that appeal to a lot of landscape architects. Get really excited about the offerings through the Playworld line. This product line is manufactured in Pennsylvania, and the Little Tykes and Miracle lines are manufactured in Monette, Missouri. We also have full installation staff for all three brands located right in Paris, Ontario. I wanted to include this slide as well because I think this is really important, especially when it comes to the ability of taking advantage of a Sourcewell contract, and that's our ability to do custom projects. So if you've got destination parks that really have a unique theme, when you take advantage of the Sourcewell contract, it really allows for a lot better dialogue with the manufacturing company. And, you know, we can really create some unique designs that, quite frankly, nobody else will have. Wabash Valley is our site furnishings company that we own, manufactured in Silver Lake, Indiana. Anything from tree grates to courtyard tables and chairs to your park setting, trash cans and benches and planters, and we've got a full bike rack line available. So all of those amenities that, you know, to suit your not just your park space, but you know, your downtown streetscapes, etc. USA Shade, our USA Shade factory is based in Dallas. Shade has become a real important product line and is starting to grow rapidly in Ontario. And as you can see in this slide here, all sorts of different opportunities for shapes and sizes, you know, whether it be a basic square top pyramid that gets put into a park, or getting into more unique environments like, you know, outside of a specific building, or having parking protection. And then you'll see on the bottom right there, you know, having shade going over a sports field. So all sorts of different opportunities for shade and different shapes and themes and sizes. Soft Play, as I mentioned, is our indoor division. You'll see here that, you know, whether it be hotels, or I think I mentioned McDonald's and Burger King, that's the type of areas that you'll see the indoor play equipment with Soft Play. And last but not least, many people don't realize this is actually a PlayPower company, is EasyDock. And EasyDock is your floating dock packages that you'll see at marinas and cottage areas, and, you know, basically anywhere where there's water. So I want to take a few minutes here to talk about why it makes sense to take advantage of the Sourcewell contract. And number one, and I think the biggest advantage, is the huge time savings versus going the traditional RFP route. And we've really seen this hit home this year with the COVID-19 pandemic. Everybody was virtually shut down for 2 months. And we are seeing dozens of projects that are not going to happen this year, not because of budget restraints, but because municipalities are simply ran out of time. So they're all going to carry over to 2021. I'm forecasting that 2021 is going to be really crazy because there's going to be a lot of catch up with those projects that couldn't get complete, and then trying to deal with what would be the normal budgets for the next year. So that's one of the huge benefits of, I think, taking advantage of the contract is the time savings involved. And I'll show a quick example on the next slide here. The second reason to use the contract, the work has already been done and the preferred pricing is already established. You know, so we've already gone through the RFP process, established discounted pricing. Regardless of the size of your municipality, you're able to take advantage of those benefits and reap the rewards of work that's already been done with neighboring municipalities. And then last but not least, that I wanted to touch on is the flexibility on design collaboration. a lot of RFPs come out, traditional RFPs from municipalities, and they have that blackout period. So an RFP will get released, and it'll have guidelines of what the customer wants to see, but you're not able to engage in any dialogue on the design itself. Whereas if you take advantage of the Sourcewell, the contract's already there and been negotiated, a lot more flexibility on, tweaking the designs and getting a playground layout that meets the vision of what the town is really after. I wanted to do a little timeline Gantt chart example just to show you, and this is a very, very realistic map of how a traditional RFP could play out. And I've set January 1st as the start, just for the sake of reviewing the timeline here. But the time it takes from a park planner to do their end of the preparation for a new park RFP, it then gets passed over to the purchasing and procurement department. Well, they'll review that work and then formalize the RFP that will come out to the suppliers. Then it gets released to the suppliers to prepare a bid, which quite often has back and forth with questions to get clarity. And before you know it, that takes a good month. Then it gets submitted and the municipality reviews the bids. Quite often you'll have to wait for it to go to council. That can easily take another month. And then, it gets awarded to the proponent, then the manufacturing starts, and then the installation. So you see the timeline here, we've gone from January 1st, and now we're all the way into the middle of July to handle one project. So what ends up happening is we've got all these municipalities doing the same things, and it becomes kind of the running of the bulls, and everybody cramming to try to get things installed in this very, very short install season that we have in Ontario. So I just wanted to share that what I think is one of the real big benefits of taking advantage of the Sourcewell is you can easily cut that time in half. I'm hoping that everyone has an idea of how this works, but it's a very, very simple process. As I mentioned in one of the previous slides, and Tanner and Ainsley can help me on this a little bit more, but it's, you do post a notice that you intend to use the Sourcewell contract, and then you reach out to your local representative with PlayPower and confirm your purchase. I mean, it's that easy. As I said, the work, all the hard work has already been done ahead of time. Tanner and myself or any of the local reps can share this actual contract number, but this will show you the actual contract information that we do have with Sourcewell. I'm now going to turn it over to Ainsley, and just wanted to thank everyone for your time. And if you want to learn any more details on any specific brands, we could easily do a full presentation on each brand. Thanks very much.
Great, thanks, Jamie. That was really informative. And thanks for also pointing out the key benefits of cooperative purchasing. So I think that was a really good overview. Before we get into Q&As, I just wanted to, thank you for your time today and participating in this webinar. And just say that, remember Tanner and myself are here to answer any questions you have about the municipal buying group program. So feel free to reach out to us at any time. And, we could set up a meeting or conference call, as it's always a good idea for us to provide a full overview of the program to ensure you're utilizing the benefits to the full potential. So yeah, let's take a look at some questions that have come through. There's a couple of good ones, but keep them coming if you guys have any more. So one of the first questions for you, Jamie, is do you provide pricing comparisons for various manufacturers?
Hopefully I understand that question properly, but with the three brands that we have, and I'm speaking to outdoor playground equipment, would be the Little Tykes and Miracle brands are carried with our direct rep agencies, and the Playworld line is carried through an independently owned rep agency. Now that's for the Greater Toronto area, we'll call it. And as I mentioned earlier, we have independently rep agencies beyond the GTA that carry each brand. So pricing comparisons, yeah, that's easy enough to do. We typically what we'll do is we have set models that can be available through the catalog, but 9 times out of 10 we are designing specific layouts for the area that we have to work with, for area / budget that we have to work with for a municipality. I hope that answers the question.
Great. Yeah, if there's any other additions for the person who asked that, feel free to type them in. They also had this secondary question. Do you also do designs for each playground? And like, how would that work?
Yes, as I mentioned, 9 times out of 10, we provide all of the designs to suit budget and the space available for the park project in play. But we do have set, we'll call them catalog designs that we can use for, inspiration or example, etc.
Okay. Yeah, a secondary part to that pricing comparison was like, how would a municipality decide on the brand?
How would the company decide on the brand?
Yeah. Like,
it basically would come down to the products available within each brand and the appeal for the uniqueness of each brand's features.
great. Another question that came through here is, do you do any playground inspections?
That's a great question. All of our install staff are fully certified with the playground practitioners course, and we can provide CSA sign-off certifications, we'll call it, when we do a build. We don't get into, nor do we recommend, get into the inspection side of the business. We feel it's a bit of a conflict of interest because we're manufacturing and installing a product. We feel you're better off having an unbiased third-party inspection agency that will come out and be able to review any manufacturer's playground equipment.
Oh, that was a good question. Another question that came through is we already have a contract in place with PlayPower for a 5-year term. So how would we know what pricing would be more advantageous for us?
That's a great question. We would probably have to review that one-on-one every contract and bid are a little bit different from each other. So I think we'd have to review that one-on-one together to compare the benefits.
Okay, so that's how the municipality knows that the product is being purchased at the lowest cost. You'd basically review all those individually with the municipality?
Correct.
Okay. Let's see what else we have here. If you are designing a playground for a specific park, how do we know we are getting Sourcewell pricing?
Yeah, so all of the Sourcewell contract basically is established discounts from a list price, we'll call it. So when we specifically design a layout for a park, it's custom in that it's a custom layout, but every component is a standard product. So when you build the puzzle together, we'll call it, you'll end up with a list price, and then you would apply the Sourcewell established pricing to it. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'm not sure if there are any other questions that have come through, so it looks like it's it for all that I can see. I can pass it back to Tanner, but if you guys have any last minute questions, be sure to type them in the section there in the Q&A panel.
Yeah, the three of us will hang around for a little bit just to see if any other questions come in. But thanks everybody for joining us this morning. Feel free to contact any of the people you see on your screen right now if you have any questions, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the next webinar. Thanks.
Tanner, will you send out my information to everybody?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
great.
put that in the follow-up email.
Wonderful. Oh, I see one more question.
Oh, yeah. So is there a standard price list available?
Yes, we have the list pricing available to you. So just reach out to me offline and we'll send you our standard catalog pricing. And then we can also send the Sourcewell information at that time if you would like it.
Great. I think that was the last question. So if there's any last minute questions, we can answer them. Otherwise, we can, yeah, close things off. But like I said, reach out to Tanner and myself if you have any questions about the program. We're here to help. So, and thanks, Jamie, for your time today.
Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate the time.
Yep. Oh, got one more.
Oh, looks like does Sourcewell pricing include discounted pricing for installation?
I believe the answer to that is that the Sourcewell contract covers the product portion of the project.
Great. Yeah, and if there's any last minute questions we can that we missed or something, feel free to reach out to Tanner, myself, or Jamie directly, but we can answer those for you.
Yep.
So,
all right. I think most of our attendees have probably dropped off, so we'll call it there. Thanks everybody for your time, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks again.